Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and I'll be your guide to the proper usage and care of your TAGHeuer Carrera Calibre 6 automatic. It's important to note, first of all, that this automatic winding timepiece can nevertheless be manually wound should it run down. Simply take the crown in its first position, flush the case, and wind it 30 to 40 times clockwise. This will be sufficient to start the advance of the balance, and you'll note when you look at the constant seconds indicator at 6 o'clock, the advance of the constant seconds hand in red. That lets you know the watch is ticking. However, should you wish to wind the watch to its full power reserve of 38 to 44 hours, simply continue winding, as you cannot overwind and damage this automatic winding timepiece. The bridle style mainspring will slip and relieve excess strain. It's also important to note that the watch has certain special setting functions that you can use to correct the date and the time. The quick set date function is actuated by pulling the crown to its second position and then turning it counterclockwise. Now you can rapidly cycle the date to find the correct date should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. It's important to note that this function should never be actuated during the hours of 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's the period during which the watch's own automatic date change mechanism is engaged. If you attempt to use the quick set during that period, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., you can damage the watch severely, so always be sure that you're outside of that range before using the quick set date. Now there's another function, the hacking seconds, which allows you to precisely set the time of this Swiss chronometer. By pulling the crown to its outermost position, you stop the balance, effectively hacking the balance. Now you can set the watch precisely to a known accurate reference time such as an atomic clock and set it to the second, as the seconds hand can be stopped in general at the index at 12 to allow you to simply restart the watch when the reference time passes over the turn of the minute. Once you've set the time and corrected the date and wound your watch, push the crown back to its position flush, as this will restore the 100-meter rated water resistance of the watch as it arrives from the factory. Now, TAGHeuer recommends that you take certain precautions with respect to water and water resistance, starting with the fact that this natural calfskin perforated strap, as with all natural hide straps, is not water resistant. It's a natural porous material that should never be exposed to moisture, as this will rapidly degrade its composition. Put the watch on a textile or a bracelet before submerging it. Moreover, whenever the watch is wet or submerged, never pull the crown out or actuate any of its functions, as this can bypass the case seals and introduce water into the interior of the watch. Should you suspect that there's water in the watch, immediately take it to an authorized retailer, as water within the watch can cause incredible amounts of cosmetic and mechanical damage. Seek immediate remedial attention at an authorized retailer should you suspect water in the watch. Furthermore, be advised that water resistance, even in the case of a watch like this rated at 100 meters, sufficient for swimming and shallow diving, should never ever be considered a static feature. Water resistance ebbs with time. Seals dry up and age, lubricants evaporate, and TAGHeuer recommends taking this watch to an authorized retailer yearly to make sure that its 100-meter rated water resistance is still intact. This is cheap insurance to protect the integrity of your timepiece, and once the watch has been checked out, TAGHeuer recommends that you can clean the watch every 2 to 3 months with a dilute soapy solution and a soft brush and fresh water to maintain the cosmetic condition of your timepiece. Again, spare the strap, no moisture on the leather. It's also important to note that with respect to magnetism and extreme heat, there are certain handling restrictions. Beyond the span of 0 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, roughly 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 140, the watch can be damaged. Keep the watch secure from extreme temperatures outside of that range. Magnetism can significantly change the chronometric performance of your watch. Powerful speakers, subwoofers, high current wiring looms, refrigerator doors, and magnetic resonance imaging equipment can magnetize the hairspring that rests on the balance, changing the performance of the watch adversely. Should you suspect your watch has become magnetized, take it to an authorized retailer where specialized equipment is available on site to demagnetize the watch and restore its performance. Now, with respect to mechanical service, TAGHeuer recommends every 4 to 6 years, depending on usage as well as the timing performance of your watch. Now, servicing should be done exclusively with a factory-authorized retailer or a factory-owned store, as these agencies have exclusive access to the trained personnel, specialized tools, and original factory replacement parts that will maintain both the performance and the investment value of your timepiece. Moreover, these are the only agencies that are able to offer warranties backed by the factory on parts and service. It's also important to note that we are your friends and we're here for you at Govberg. All of our experts can be contacted through govbergwatches.com.